that, but leave ideas for shoots, because I really do love just shooting, and I love self-portraits, and, you know, tell me to shoot with a specific prop, or just props, or tell me to shoot with glitter, tell me you want me to go shoot outside, you could tell me you want me to do some fine art nudes, or do some more boudoir, like, just give me some ideas, help my brain get going. But I've decided that this week, it's Monday, I'm going to try and attempt to film a week vlog, so I can give you guys a little, like, a week in the life of an artist, I guess, artist creative / freelancer, because that's what I am, as well as restaurant worker, because I work 2-3 days a week at a restaurant. But yeah, so my goal is to try and film a little bit every day and just give you guys a little snippet into an actual, like, week of my life. I see other vlogger people, YouTube folks that I like that do more of, like, the daily, weekly, or monthly vlogs, so that would be another thing. Leave comments down below. Do you guys want me to do some daily vlogs, weekly vlogs, monthly check-ins, just things I can do. I have time. That's the life of a creative. I have time, and then trying to fill that time with creative things, and then creative things that pay is always the goal. But I also just create because it's what makes me want to get up every day, is just to make art and have photo shoots and have fun, and that it just makes my heart full. But back to today, because I have to leave, and this is my intro. We're going to the studio because we have to set it up. I do own a studio space as a photographer. It's my space, but I also created it with the intention of having it up on Peerspace, so that I can rent it out to other folks. It seems to be doing pretty well. We've only been open for about 5 or 6 months, so it's always slow when you first start, but we usually have at this point 3 to 5 bookings a month at the studio, which is great. 5 is our solid goal, and more than 5 will be flying, so that's where we're trying to go. But we have a booking. I have to go to the studio. It's pretty set up. I really just have to kind of walk through, make sure it's all good. Nobody's been in the studio since last week, which was really me. I mainly try and do 1 booking a day because it's COVID, and one person, they're in there for like 3-4 hours, so I'm hoping that by the next day, it's kind of like 10 plus hours. There's air filters in the studio, like we have AC heater air filter thing, so I'm not too worried about that. Masks, no problems so far in those regards, so that's great. We've only had 1 incident that went south where somebody took a item from the studio, regardless of if it was accidental or not, because I didn't care. Something was just taken. It turned into a whole 5-day ordeal, and yeah, it just went really bad. If you guys need a story time on terrible clients, we can do that. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, so we're going to the studio. I'll show you guys that little pan of that, setting up really quick, which is me just wiping things down really, and just making sure everything's good to go. Water the plants really quick, is always a good thing to do when I am there. And then we wait for this person, and we let them in, and then we just explain to them really quickly that, this is the studio space. They can move things around as they want. If they could please put things back, that would be great. And then I always tell people where the bathroom is, and give them the key. And the door has like a little mail slot, and they can just put the key through it. So we're going to go to the studio, and I will see you guys there. Alright guys, you'll have to pardon the buzzing. We're at the studio. I'm waiting for the client. It's about 12. Well, okay, it's like 11:58, but it's almost 12. They're supposed to be here at 12. Their booking is till 2. Just giving you guys a little update. I really should shoot another video of the studio because I really have updated so much from what you guys have seen. But yeah, everything's looking good. Hey guys, okay, so back to trying to do this weekly vlog. Today is Tuesday. We're at the studio. Right now is, I think, 3 p.m. I woke up, showered, did the normal things, breakfast, all of that. Trying to figure out camera because the battery wasn't charging. so we have one battery that's charged. I have 3, but only one, so we're hoping this will last. We'll see how much I can film. But yeah, so we did all the things that you do in the morning. Sorry I didn't film that camera. And then I go out and I do Grubhub. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody. I just drive around and pick up food and drop it off at people's houses, and it's like, I can't film, I'm not going to film random people's houses, but hey, maybe I'll film me picking up food and drop it, or like getting it from the restaurant. That part I think is cool. I could show you guys some of the spots that I go to, because I've found some cool restaurants that way. It's a fun little bonus of being a Grubhub driver. But yeah, we're at the studio now because I drive for lunch, and then I take like a break, and I try and do art things. I usually stop driving around 2, and then I try and do art things, so that's why we're here at the studio. One, I was here last night, and I had a photo shoot. We did some body painting, so that was fun. I didn't get paint on myself again. Right now, this is kind of what the scene was. Well, half. I just took it down because I want to show you guys. But so we kind of had like this fine art scene going. This was all covered with different fabrics. I am now moving into being more of a art model, and for 3 hours last week on Wednesday, I was an art model for a sculpting class. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm going to try and film some of that for you guys, as well as in the evening, I will be modeling for a painting class. I was told that I could create a scene for the painting class, and that having stuff in the background is really nice. Obviously, we don't really want Halloween. I have these flowers, and I'm going to bring some more of the plants from the plant room over here, I think, and just kind of have those in the background, and just kind of show you guys me setting up a scene real quick. So that's what's going to happen now. Alright, I raised the tripod so you guys are a little taller, but yeah, so we're going to mainly create a scene here for our painting class, and I'm going to cover all the extras and add some more plants and stuff in. Alright guys, so this will be my little painting scene for tomorrow's class that I'll be modeling for. Not sure, I can kind of sit like this. I brought you guys a bit closer so you could see, and then, it's like, you can pose. Pose. Yeah, so it'll be fun. That's the idea. It's just having fun and enjoying other creative outlets, and then getting to see myself in a new format, which will be painting. I've never seen myself painted, and being in the fine art sculpting model as well has been interesting. I enjoyed it last week, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. And again, this is a weekly vlog, so I'm hoping to remember, and we'll be charging the batteries so that I can film all of that. But yeah, so I have this, I'm thinking I'm having this leaf as a prop for this, as well as I have a crown if I want. And lastly, I do also have a stool, so that if I want to do some more kind of like seated, sitting, who knows, seating pose, no, seated poses, somebody in the comments let me know. Seating, seated, but yeah, so you know I can pose more kind of like this, as well as this little stool is great because you can also lean off and kind of do stuff like this, or more like this. You know, and you know, great for fine art, as well as I love little stools like this for boudoir. Again, it's just great for posing, and it's always, I feel like your subject feels more comfortable when they have something to kind of work with. So, you know, and seeing how they can like interact with it is always kind of the goal. But yeah, so that's this part. And now the part that like I'm excited and not excited about is that I'm going to be shooting some self-portraits because, you know, as I am a creative person, self-portraits is kind of a huge part of what I do. I do them for myself. It's again, creative outlet. They're fun. They've helped me really just learn to enjoy my time and self, you know, because when you're a single solo person, you have a lot of time. So I tend to try and fill my time with art things and photo things. So we're going to be doing a photo shoot. I have a few different ideas. I always have ideas running in my head of shoots that I want to do for myself or with others. And at the moment, the other thing it seems like is that a lot of the people that I have been working with, because I try and keep 3 to like 5 people, you know, kind of rotation. 2 or 3 of them have moved away, and then the other 2 have gone back to school. So it's just my little talent pool of models and friends that I work with has gotten smaller. And I can't really do TFP because, I mean, my sets and my shoots tend to be a bit elaborate, so I have to move away from that. And just really, like, you know, so, but that's where, one, I'm trying to shoot with, like, my actual friends and people that I know, and it's just a bit more fulfilling because they're my actual friends, and, you know, they deal with struggles of, like, self-worth, you know, but feeling attractive, having confidence, all the things that we all go through. So being able to help my friends feel good through photos as well as spending time with them. And again, I just think the creative process is just fun. So sharing that with people is always my goal. So yeah, so that's happening, as well as I do have like 1 or 2 new models that are kind of moving into my circle. So we'll be shooting with them. But I do want to shoot more self-portraits and kind of really get back to and focus on self-portraits. I've never considered myself a self-portrait artist, but I do feel like that will be something that I really will be focusing on more, is self-portraits and just using myself as a subject to portray ideas and things. Because when I shoot myself, I don't always... I'm not always thinking of myself. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm taking pictures of myself. It's more so like, oh, I have this idea that I want to convey, and usually a model isn't available. So I'm always with myself. So, you know, then I can shoot myself. So, yeah.
No, it's across the bay from Anacortes. But it's got a nice little... Take these out. Barely. Okay, your face. We now are going to look on your face. Your hands, maybe.
Oh, hands, wow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to draw some tiny hands, sculpt tiny hands.
Well, the thing is, every time I touch something,
I've got an idea of it. I can guide her a little bit, whether it's back or forward. Oh, that's pretty good. That's actually really good. That's pretty good. Slight differences, right? Because people like change and they're human. That's okay. Let's take those glasses off again, Jennifer, and then let's get my timer going for one more 20-minute segment on this pose. So that's pretty good. You know, small changes, but very, very good in going back to something. And like I always say, Models are human, they breathe, they don't go back into exactly the same position. They sometimes slouch a little bit when they're starting to get either tired from trying to be so upright. But that's good, Jennifer. Let's hold that as good as you can there. That's perfect. And then we're starting drawing, right? Rethink whether you're actually thinking about volume. Rethink whether you're thinking about, and use the holding of that object to think about the roundness or the strangeness of the of her head in space. Some of you may start a second drawing, right? Doesn't mean you have to. Celebrate that with everybody.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, looking good, right? Yeah. Looking very, very good. Let me do this for a second. Hold that still. It's a little pixelated my end. And this is definitely not necessarily, hold it still for a second.
Alright guys, we are done for Wednesday. We've modeled for 2 classes. I did sculpting 1 to 4 and took a little break. Mainly drove here because I was in Edmonds, and now we're where the studio is, which is Fremont Wallingford area, so about 45-minute drive. I just got done, so we modeled for sculpting from 1 to 4, took a break, and then we modeled from 6 to 9 for a painting class via Zoom, which was interesting and a lot of fun. Interesting just because it's all through the computer, and I'm used to like in person for art stuff, and but it was all really nice, and I had a lot of fun, and I have more. I'm signed up for it's with the Seattle Artist League, so I'm signed up for more classes for them. I have 3 more coming up, 1 every Friday pretty much. But yeah, so we're gonna go get pizza, and I think that will conclude our Wednesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Thursday. Today would be more of a work day, like I'm a Grubhub driver, so that I can work and be independent and flexible so that I can still do art things. So I don't really have any art things going on today, so that is a day where I would definitely just mainly kind of drive. I like to do a little lunch shift, so from 11 to 2 I do lunch, and then from, I think today it's going to be from 6 to 10 we'll be driving for dinner. I'm at home right now, my phone's on, we're waiting for any sort of offers. While I wait, oh, there's one, let's see what it is. Alright, so it looks like it's for a ramen shop. So it pops up on my phone, and I can click on accept, and it says noon ramen, and then it's got the person's address. We don't show that information, but it looks like we are gonna just head out actually, but I will drive till 2, and then since I didn't get chores done, we'll be doing chores when we come back. We'll snag lunch and come home and do chores, which will be dishes, and I need to take care of some cat things, but let's go pick up this order. Hey guys, alright, so we're in the car. Like I said, we got our order. Boop. And we're gonna go pick it up. I don't know, I think maybe I'll do one order real time with you guys, and then if anything, maybe time lapse the rest of my day. I don't know. Do you guys really care about watching me drive around and deliver people their food? I know the little bits of life are kind of interesting. So we shall see. I have been to this restaurant before. Alright guys, we're back. And the food. This person literally lives 3 blocks from the restaurant, which I always find amusing. But we also still are in a pandemic, and maybe they're working from home, and you just never know people's circumstances. But I always find it amusing when people order to-go food and they live super close to the restaurant. I also find it amusing the people who order Subway, Taco Bell, McDonald's, all the fast food stuff. I feel like you could just go get that, but hey, that's me. My job is to just bring it to you, whatever it is. So we are checking our directions real quick. Okay, I have to make our right.
house number is 3950. I can tell you guys that because that could be anywhere. And we're gonna pull over and look for their house now. And grab their food. Alright, and like that, we're back and on the phone. I mean, I said I arrived, and then, oh, sorry, just fixing my hat. But on my phone, I said I arrived, and then once you drop the food off, you have to like swipe and say it's delivered. And I already have our next offer, because like I said, when you get close, it gives you like info. So we're going to Tanny Thai next is the next spot, and that place isn't too far either. And then we're gonna go and drop that food off, and then that's just kind of what I do for about, I guess, 4 hours, because it's what 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. There's the bell. Yeah, so it'll ding at you after you've accepted. It'll ding at you if you don't actually start moving. So we're gonna start driving, because two dings usually means that they're mad at you in my boots. Go pick up the food, which is my job. But if you, after 2 dings, sometimes they'll reassign your offer. That's what they call your food order is an offer. You get an offer and you accept it or you decline it. So offer. But yeah, they'll reassign it if you don't start driving and going towards the restaurant. So that's what we're doing, because we don't want to hear that second ding. And then, I mean, the only other thing I can think of right now to tell you guys is that, yeah, I drive for about 5 hours. I would say that I make between maybe 20 to sometimes 30 or 40 an hour. It just, again, depends on how many offers I get and how many I can do in an hour. But yeah, definitely it's about 20 an hour. And as a restaurant worker here in Washington State, minimum wage is, I think it's still $11.50 for restaurants, and then you get tips. And if you work retail or another type of job, then where you don't get tips mainly, it's $15 an hour. I don't know if that's going up. I know a lot of restaurants, because of the pandemic, have raised how much they're offering, because you have to be around people a lot at restaurants and you're dealing with germs because of plates. So like I've seen places offering like 15 usually at this point an hour plus tips, which is pretty nice. I work 2 days a week as a hostess. That'd be Saturday and Sunday, because I do love restaurants and I like being around people, and I mainly love restaurants and working in a restaurant, and I have to pay rent. So that job is mainly to pay my rent and my bills, and it does cover that. And then Grubhub, it helps me pay for everything else and art life. And then if you become a Patreon or become part of Patreon, you guys help mainly keep the photo studio, and if I need new lenses, anything that goes towards art, that's what Patreon's for. I will always work in some way, and mainly because I think that I should pay my rent. I don't really want my patrons and fruits and friends, anybody who supports art, I don't want that necessarily to pay my rent. But if you guys want to buy prints or other things, you can go to my website, and that would be cool. Because if you buy prints, then yeah, I would love if people bought prints and I could pay for life with prints. And also book your girl for shoots, because that's really how I want to pay for life, is if people would just book and create with me, and do photo shoots. But yeah, we're heading off into actual Ballard. This Thai restaurant is on a very busy street. Because I get sent to this Thai restaurant all the time, I have actually tried this one. It's not bad. It's not my favorite Thai, and oddly enough, as much as I love meat and chicken, my favorite Thai restaurant in Seattle is completely vegetarian and vegan. and actually my 2 favorite Thai restaurants. But I have just been to another one up on Capitol Hill that had some amazing chicken dishes. But Thai is probably one of my favorite foods because Asian food in general, like I love Chinese food, Japanese food's great, and then I love soul food, you know, ribs, meat, mashed potatoes, all that. So yeah, but we are gonna pick up this order and just mainly drive for the rest of the day, and I feel like I've given you guys a little intro into this side of my life and daily life, because this is what I'll be doing today and Thursday as well as Friday. And then, I mean, the only thing for today and tomorrow, also, you know, I take my break, I'm gonna go home, I got some photos I've got to edit. I did a shoot with a friend as well as I did some self-portraits.